Recording is
It is the 26th of November 2020. This is WIKISPEED Standup. Go ahead, Lauren.
It's Lawrence Salter, Gabriel Island, British Columbia, Canada. And the past week, I don't recall doing anything directly related. And the coming week, I did. I did forward a kind of an advertising thing from a lawyer about the trademark service mark. I think that it's okay, but something in it was saying that that they got a notice or they saw the notice because it's public. So I just pinged Joe. I didn't get any response yet to make sure he got a kind of a full acknowledgement that his update was good. And coming week, I was just about to really look at that tax thing. I have actually updated some of my own business things, which I got behind on. Apparently my business tax notices were getting lost. Yeah, somehow they were going back undeliverable, so I took care of that. And so anyway, I'm catching up on things. So that's my hope for the coming week, is to do something on charitable status and find out the status of the status. And blocks, just a lot going on. Actually, it's almost like people are resuming everything and assuming nothing. So that's it for me.
Okay, Lauren. Ryan, you want to do a stand-up?
Yeah, I guess I'll just introduce myself since I'm new here. So my name's Ryan Lewis. I recently moved to Berkeley, California, and am interested in getting involved in the WIKISPEED project. When I was in college, I built a race car and welded chromoly chassis and done a lot of SolidWorks simulations and wiring and all sorts of stuff like that. Currently would like to maybe get involved in some of the WIKISPEED car stuff, depending on how the logistics of that would work. I know everything's tricky with COVID, but yeah, just glad to be here and chatting and finding out what you guys got going on and hearing about the microfactory and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. It's Michael Olchuk in Saskatoon, Canada. For the last week, I worked a little bit on my level sensor. I found out that there is only one of the two serial ports on the ESP32 works the way the datasheet says it will. I found some articles on why the second serial port doesn't seem to work the way it should, but I only need the one serial port. I guess I really shouldn't have been messing around with it. I have some source code that works in a simplified way going between the level sensor and the repeater, but I still need to commit the source code. The enclosure, I got a piece of scrap plywood and drilled a couple holes, worked with it, router for a little bit, and it will work for my testing, but I am definitely going to have to work on how the ESP32 and the level sensor are connected, because the jumper wires are simply too large. Maybe I can use some very light gauge wire and solder them together, or use wire wrap or something like that. And the Sun Founder Raspberry Pi car, I ran into a problem. My battery is discharged, so every time I try and run the servos, the Pi reboots constantly, which was very confusing. I can't locate the charger, so that's a bit of a block. And that's the only block that I have, besides I guess I need to do some snow cleanup here in the next week. I didn't mention next week. Next week I'm going to be ordering those jumper wires that I talked about. I'd like to continue on the Suncatcher by charging up the battery and working on it. And the enclosure for the level sensor would be progress. I would like to progress on that, as well as more of the code for the distance sensor. That's about it for me. Lauren, back to you.
Okay, so I'll give myself a 2 for showing up. The team is 8 because you're still hammering away. And the level sensor is like extremely interesting to me right now. I think that we have a lot of interest in that. Just to build them and install them. Everybody has cisterns, and for that app, so it's incredibly valuable. You implementing the real world, getting through the testing and implementing the real world. I think that's a really high priority for me, because it could make some money and allow me to build up skills. And the process improvement, I'm not going to propose another one, because I think we got it this week. So I'm happy with stuff that's happening. And that's it for me.
Okay, Ryan, are you prepared to give yourself a rating for the week? And I don't know, are you familiar with Standup?
I am a little familiar with it, but I feel like since this is I'm just trying to figure out what's going on, maybe I'll pass on this one. But I'm a little curious what the level sensor ESP32 project is.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I should have introduced that to you before we started talking about it. We can do that in crosstalk.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give myself. I think I made 3 points out of 4, so that's 7.5 out of 10. And the team, I'm going to go with 6, because we're going forward. Our process improvement was to get more people on the call, which is it's great. We have one more person on the call today. Thank you, Ryan. And that's pretty much it for stand up. So crosstalk, I will kick it off with the level sensor. So there is a time of flight sensor called the VL53L1X. It's a little board. Actually, I could probably show it to you if I can figure out where I put it. Turn the video on here. Okay, so that's what it looks like, and that's really horrid. Well, let's try that. Can you see that? Not really. So it's just a little daughter board. The distance sensor is in the middle.
It's about an ultrasonic sensor.
Yep, it's not ultrasonic. It's time of flight. I can't remember what wavelength it uses. I think it's in the infrared range.
Okay.
Can you kind of zoom in on it, put it closer to the camera? Yeah.
I think it's going to wash out, but
no, that's quite visible.
So the two little reflective surfaces are the transmitter and the receiver.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got about a 3.5 meter range, but it has to be dark in order for it to get anywhere near that. And I'm losing my audio again. 1 second. So it's on I2C. I've got it talking to an ESP32, and the idea is that it is measuring the level in a tank, water tank, cistern, septic tank, tote, whatever you like. And because the ESP32 has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth built in, you find the appropriate library, and it will show up as a Bluetooth keyboard on your old tablet or your old phone or whatever. I am using it with a terminal program called Signal, and it means that if I've got it connected to my tank at the lake, I can see what the level is anywhere I've got internet access, which is kind of cool. I have trouble, or the trouble that I had with it is that the Bluetooth doesn't go through the rebar reinforced concrete sides very well. So I have to make a repeater. So that's what I'm in the process of doing, is using a second ESP32 that's just connected serially. Power over 2 wires, communication over the other 2 wires, and then it's going to broadcast that same Bluetooth signal. Nice and simple. There's no app. You just use whatever app you want to do the communications. You can put it into Notepad or whatever. If all you want to do is log it, and the amount that it's going to cost for parts is about $25, and that's in quantity 1. So anyway, that's the project. I've been preoccupied with it for a while. Anyway, what else would you like to know about WIKISPEED?
I guess I'm just curious about like which projects are going on and how they're balanced and coordinated. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand. Trying to keep people that aren't in the same location on the same page is quite difficult. We were using, trying to remember the name of the software.
Slack.
Trello?
Are you talking about Slack? Oh, yeah, and Trello.
So Trello for the to-do list or the Kanban board, and then Slack for group discussion on topics. The Trello board is probably like a year out of date. When we got down to 1 person per project, the overhead of Trello was basically no longer recognized as helpful. Yeah, making it visible should be a high priority, and making it visible so that everyone knows what's going on should be something that we strive for. It hasn't been updated. That's all. So the cars, if you can get down to the shop where Joe is, there is 2 cars in the shop he's in, maybe 3. I think it's 2. So you can kind of see what it is that they were based on, and see if there's anything that you're interested in. One of them is running on gas, and the other one's electric. The factory, I'm sure that if you're interested in working on the factory, Joe will have no trouble finding stuff for you to do. I haven't seen a Trello board on that as yet. And then the Little Red Wagon project we didn't use Trello in that one. We used Wiki project maybe. I can't remember. Again, it hasn't been updated in a while. I've actually got a couple of emails from Wiki Project about, if your project is still active, you really should update it. But it's much more fun to do stuff than it is to write about it.
Yeah, of course.
Which is every open source project has that problem, I think.
Yeah, it's not as fun sitting down and dotting your I's and crossing your T's.
No, but it makes it hard for people that are joining to figure out what's going on and help.
Yeah, I'm working on figuring out how to use an open source car simulation piece of software right now, and it's clear that like they got it most of the way there and then probably never updated the repo or instructions after getting the thing finally working. Like they got the papers out and said, I'm done. So.
And that is a problem in a lot of open source projects that I've seen. If it's just on the shoulders of a couple of people, it doesn't work. They have to get a community of a few dozen people that are interested in it in order to kind of egg each other on and keep it moving. And the people can't just be a part of it; they have to be an active part of it, which it's hard to keep people's attention for that long.
Yeah. So, Michael, you mentioned some of the like chat boards and stuff where all of these conversations are going on. I think it was like Dropbox a while back had some of the parts for the WIKISPEED car project, and then I guess like the ESP32 stuff's probably on GitHub. Like, what's a good way to get started with? Like, should I try to join the Slack and poke around there? Is there like some pinned conversation that has a link to all the resources, or?
That would be awesome if it was that way. Unfortunately, most of it is inside people's heads. Like I said, it's a whole lot easier, or a whole lot more fun to do stuff than it is to document it.
Yeah.
If you're wanting to get up to speed on the Little Red Wagon project, I'll see if I can dig out the Wiki project. Actually, that might in fact be on my stand-up. Give me a second. Yeah, Wiki project is in my stand-up. So when I post it, it's just a reply to the invite from that you clicked on, the high five stand-up. So if you go to the bottom in my reply, there's a link for videos, the playlist on YouTube, which is our stand-ups, the Wiki project link, which is for the Little Red Wagon project, and the Arduino files and Raspberry Pi files should be in the Wiki project and GitHub. Unfortunately, I have not kept that up.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the level project, the level sensor project, I don't even think I've written it up as yet. I guess that will be on my to-do list for this coming week.
Okay.
If you want to send a reply to the stand-up with, do you need to be invited to Slack? I think.
So I should send a reply to the email for that had today's link in it?
Yep. If you reply with your what your handle is on Slack, I'll get you invited.
I'm not even sure what my handle is off the top of my head. I'm guessing it's just my email, right?
It's been long enough since I signed up. I don't actually remember.
At least I'm not the only one.
Yeah, the internet will remember, right?
All right.
Trello, I think it's your email address.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's just my email address, so I'll send a reply. Should I do a reply all or reply to you?
Reply all is fine.
Okay.
Reply all will send it to the WIKISPEED groups. Lauren, is there anything you wanted to add?
Sorry. Yeah, I'm just happy to see somebody. And how is it in Berkeley?
Yeah, I'm in San Francisco right now, but yeah, I live in Berkeley.
Yeah, that looks like a cool shop behind you.
Yeah, it's definitely a nice place to tinker around with some stuff. Got like CNC machine, welder, 3D printers, all the fun stuff.
Cool. Yeah, so I was just updating my Trello password because I one computer died and another one started, so that's what I was doing the last minute or two. But I wanted to just put something into Trello and bring it up to date a little bit for me. So that's what I was doing, and it's really good to see you. And like I said, Michael, that simple idea it's like so. It's one of those things that because it's kind of an old tech thing. It's there's a crying need. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't want to climb up on my. What I want to use it for is a rain collection and a pump. Both of them go into a tank. But I don't know in the summer when it's down down too low. It's unreliable banging on the thing. I don't want to climb up on it in the pouring rain and look in it. Anyway, it's a really cool, practical thing that could jumpstart some other things and also my skills. So
Okay.
that's that. And I don't have anything else to add. Oh, sorry. What was your name?
It's Ryan. I think we lost Lauren.
I think we did. I think he hit the wrong button.
Yeah, I'm just working on that email right now.
You hit the wrong button, Lauren?
Yeah. Anyway, was that Brian with a
Ryan.
B?
No B. Yeah.
Just Ryan.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Actually, if you hover over his
Of course.
connection,
Ryan, there you go. Yeah. Okay. All right, that was great.
Okay. Anything else, Ryan? Anything you want to talk about?
Not really. I wanted to just see what some of the projects are, figure out what the status is. So I guess at this point I'll just try to get on Trello and then start poking around a little more.
Okay.
Actually, I was going to suggest. So this kind of grew out of the X Prize for around 2010, is it, Michael? For an efficient car, and our founder Joe, he entered on his own up against GM and MIT and other people like that, and he came in the top 20 using Scrum hardware. Mm-hmm. And so he does a lot of teaching of Scrum for hardware. And he's just relocated to this location Michael's talking about. And one of his interests is in building houses or micro factories. So that's what he's in the process of doing. And then he will, he's got a couple of cars there he'll probably carry on with, like Michael said.
I think Ryan has done a little bit of research on WIKISPEED. I think he knows some of this stuff, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, been on the email chain for a while and meaning to, just haven't had time since recently. So have, spent some time poking around the website. Yes, kept up with the emails here and there.
Okay.
I think I've replied to probably like 2 or 3 of them. It's been a while though.
All right. Okay, guys. Well, nice talking to you. If there's nothing else, I will stop the recording. And we can... I can hopefully fill in some of the information that you're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much. It was nice meeting you, Michael, and same to you, Lauren.
Nice to see you, Ryan. Okay,
right.
We're going to stop.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good night.